So the first thing to consider when setting up your studio has got to be your lighting. It's going to be with you for a very long time. Just avoid from buying cheap, because this is all about longevity, not a short term. I know we're all faced with budgets right at the start of any of our kind of purchasing power, but buy once, buy well. I use the Elinchrom system. They range from the basic D-Lite 1 going through the BXRIs, going up to the ELC, the Pro version. But to be honest, the Elinchrom D-Lite 1 kit is a fantastic little kit. Will do pretty much anything you want as far as people photography is concerned. It's only not going to do its job when you're photographing the likes of schools or big events or kind of in a commercial level. Then you've got to go up to the likes of the BXRI range. But as far as the lighting's concerned, they usually come with stands and umbrella and small softbox. So what you need to add in around your kit there is at least one decent solid stand that will actually have 3 extensions and not just 2. So the other thing would be a slightly bigger softbox than comes with a kit. So you're looking for something, if possible, around about 1 meter tall. That's going to allow you to do great 3/4 length portraits. Make sure they've got 2 layers of diffusion in them whenever you're buying. Second thing to consider is a light meter. I definitely encourage you to buy a light meter no matter what. Why? Because then you don't have to actually have any guesswork in exposure, whether it's daylight or flash. But especially when you're using flash photography, there's nothing better than kind of setting up the studio itself, putting that flash in a position, taking a few meter readings to get to the perfect exposure, ready for the subject to come on set, and kind of you're going to shoot the hell out of it. And a meter is just going to give you perfection pretty much every step of the way. Again, as long as you translate what is on the meter onto the camera, then there's not going to be any real errors there in exposure at all. Third thing then would be backgrounds, obviously. I wouldn't rely on just using a background in a client's home, because you never know what you've got to disguise. I think there's 2 main backgrounds to consider. One would be a pop-up, the more convenient one, that it doesn't take a long time to actually kind of put up inside a client's home or on location, or even a temporary studio. But realistically, the pop-ups will be limited in their physical size, and you're soon going to run out of space, and you're probably then going to be doing a little bit more retouching work to actually fix stuff. I'm a big fan of cloth or curtain style backgrounds, whether they're loose and allowed to texture or whether they're stretched. I think a cloth background, when you're looking at something like a 3 meter by 5 meter or a 5 meter by 10 meter background, allows you to pretty much create big space and will allow you to work further away from the background itself, as well as creating bigger groups or bigger products in the scene that you're working with. I wouldn't instantly buy a white background. I'd probably try to use a white wall first, but something that is in the mid-tones or the old master is my favorite at present, rather than jumping straight into the likes of a black kind of background or something that is very specific in color. So 2 choices there really, either the pop-up backgrounds. Lastalite by Manfrotto create a great range of them and things with different patterns and so on. There's a few old master ones at present in the urban range you should look at, but in the same breath, the curtain backgrounds are my preferred, even though they need a background support system to really do their job. They make my job a lot easier in the long term. That's 3 quick tips for you on getting ready to set up your own studio.